Hi everyone. Hi. So this is the first session I'm gonna do for the Sony Alpha Mirrorless Pros group on a YouTube channel as well. This will be a series of a lot of videos on how I set up my Sony uh, for wedding photographers, for fashion photographers, for beauty, editorial, videographers, and other industry experts. So this is the first one. This is just I'm doing so that to start with, and then I'm gonna meet other industry experts, and then we will do a lot of other sessions as well. So this is a start, and I'm gonna show you how I set up my Sony A7 III and A7R III. They're both identical cameras, so it's easy for me to set up the same way, and then button layout and everything is same, so I don't feel like there's any difference when I'm shooting both. So yeah, so let's start. I'm gonna show you how I set up my camera. It's Sony A7 III and A7R III. Thank you. So like I said, like everyone knows, we have C1, C2, C3, and C4 buttons. So what I've done is, let me turn it on. Battery's down, it's fine. So C1, I've set it to focus area. My focus area I've set it to mostly I use is focus flexible sport and more S, or sometimes a lock on AF. So when, and especially on AFC, when couple or subject is walking down, sometimes I use it for lock on. So I lock on and then keep track. I'll keep hold on AF on as a back button focus guy, and track the subject. It's pretty good, but mostly I use this flexible sport S or M, and it helps a lot for me. So yeah, so that's C1. I've set up focus area, and C2 I've changed to focus mode. AF changed to AFS and AFC, because sometimes I'm taking a picture and then suddenly I have to take some details. I don't want AFC, so sometimes quickly change it to, and press this button, quickly change it to AFS, and I press this button to go the joystick to go back to the center point focus. Then I press basically, and oh sorry, let me show you. Yeah, so yeah, so on C2 I've changed it to focus mode area, AF or AFC. So I set it up to focus mode, so I can quickly press this button and then go to AFS. Sometimes I need to take some details, so I click on that, quickly take a picture. I don't need to be AFC in that, so mostly I use AFS because I'm coming from a Nikon background and the DSLR background, and I shoot a lot of AF on back button focus, so I use focus and recompose technique. So I keep my focus point in the middle. You can see that it's in the middle, and then I shoot, and then I recompose. Yeah, so I can, and then I recompose. So it's easy. And then when obviously I have to take action, so I quickly click on that and then go to AFC, and sometimes you're gonna use IAF as well. So I'll show you how I set up IAF. So I keep it on AFC. I mostly keep it on AFC, and in between I change AFS as well. So that's how I set up C2. And C3 I set up to phase priority. So I think sometimes I record the faces in the camera, so I register the faces, and then I keep on AF on and AF or phase priority in AF on or phase priority in AF off. So because sometimes what happens is, like, if there are like 3-4 faces in the frame, and it doesn't focus on the correct face. So what I tend to do is then I click on that and then turn it off, and then use my middle focus point, and then I focus and recompose. Yeah, so I haven't mastered phase priority, I think, because I've done a few weddings and I've registered the faces, but the faces, it didn't track those faces when I was doing the phase priority on and out of focus on. Maybe there was some setting I was missing or something. So yeah, so that's why I sometimes have to turn it off. So C3 I just turn it off. Regarding C4, so I've put it as a touch operation on and off. So basically what happened is, like, when I'm shooting on the viewfinder, my nose actually touching the screen, and then it changes the focus point. So sometimes I was focusing, and then I was thinking, oh, where the focus point gone, and I just have to see if the focus number is right on the middle or somewhere on the left. So I had to turn it off. So that's why I put it on. So when I'm shooting through the viewfinder, and then I just turn it off, and then when I'm shooting through the screen, and then I turn it off. Obviously, it doesn't focus is when you touch the screen. So because in the photo, when in photo mode, but when doing a video, when you touch the screen, it does focuses it. So hopefully, Sony will come back with their firmware update. So when it's when in photo mode, when you're taking photographs, then when you touch the screen, it focuses it. Yeah, so AF phone, I've put it as AF phone only. So I focus from the camera, and the shutter is only for the shutter. I came from focus recompose back button focus background. Obviously David and Anil have shown me how to use it properly as well in their workshops. So I use AF on for focus, and then I recompose, and shutter is just a click, so it doesn't focus it basically. So it's just the only purpose. There you go. So focus and recompose, and the only purpose of the shutter button is the release. So AEL I've used it in conjunction with the phone. So AEL I've set up to IAF, so it's brilliant. So that's the main reason I actually moved to Sony as well, because of their AF and IAF reviews. So AF on, I focus it, and then I press AEL, and then it basically then I track the subject's eye. So I can just change the composition how I want, especially during when someone is walking down or walking in towards the camera. So and I can just move the composition and then do it that way. I think is brilliant. That's the whole point of this. One thing I've noticed is it has to be properly exposed image. So I have to work. It doesn't work if it's poorly exposed or it's a bit dark. So it needs more light in it. So that's what I noticed. Without even thinking, it's gonna be out of focus because IF is working like 95% of the time. Or in my experience, it's amazing. So that's the best. But that's the main reason I moved into Sony, is because of AF out of focus and IF. So which works amazing in portrait. So I don't have to think. So sometimes with Nikons as well, with focus recompose, sometimes I used to hit to miss the more focus, but with IF I can just press the focus and then press AEL to IF, and then I can just use it. And I used to use because in Nikon DSLR I used to use my back button wheel for shutter and front wheel for aperture. This is what I use here as well. I set up because my mind is now programmed like this, so my fingers automatically go, if I have to change shutter, automatically go the front. So I didn't want to change that, so I kept it like this. And other thing I use is this wheel. So this wheel I've used as ISO. So rather than pressing this and then use it like this, so I set up like I can just quickly wheel it and then change the ISO in there. Yeah, and that's to display. Here I've used as a continuous to dry mode as well, so I can use high speed or just a single shooting. Yeah, or continuous shooting made or so I haven't changed this anything here. And one thing I did change is the bottom one. So if you click in that one, you see it goes into APS-C mode. It zooms in. So because I've got A7R3, it's 42 megapixel camera, and it's when I use a crop mode, it becomes like 18 or 20 megapixel camera, I believe. And I may be wrong, but I think it maybe 20 or 21 megapixel, whatever. So it helps a lot, because sometimes I'm on 85 most of the time on A7R3, and when I click it and then it goes, and I can zoom in as well, and becomes like 85 becomes like 105. Take a picture which is 20 megapixel, which is perfectly fine for wedding, and then I come back. So it kind of extra reach as well, and then A7R3 is not bad in megapixels, so it helps me a lot. So I quickly change it. This is how I set up like this. Quickly change it and then take a picture. Quickly go back. Yeah. So this is what I've set up like this. So it helps me a lot in this. And the other thing is like flash photography. We have a dial mode. I've changed it to. I've spoke to Anil as well, and he helped me in this. So for flash photography, the silent shooting needs to be off, and cut and sync flash sync needs to be off as well. So we set up on memory button 2, so we quickly, in a flash photography, quickly change it to 2. So, and then one you can set up as silent shooting off or on. Regarding silent shooting, I don't do much because I do mostly in the weddings, and Sometimes I use it on civil ceremony, so I just press this button in the middle of the wheel. I press this and then I turn it on and off. Quickly turn it off and off. Or you can set up to wheel, so F1. But because I don't want to change the wheel, I quickly, when I'm shooting, I just quickly shoot through the viewfinder, quickly turn it off and turn it off. Yeah, that's what I do quickly. So it's easy for me to do it. Yeah, and I think I've covered most of it, the things I've done, and obviously you can go through. Let's say you go start shooting off. There you go, off. So this is the E-photo curtain shutter, so which needs to be off. Yeah, you can. I think you can go through custom settings and do it this way and set up everything. I think. Oh yeah, sorry. I got media setting. I've set it to simultaneous. In Nikon, I used RAW and JPEG, high JPEG on the second card. I'm still not sure about Sony's JPEGs, so that's why I'm shooting RAW on both cards, and I just back up the card and then keep one card with me and keep one card in the camera when I leave the venue, and back up, and then I export. Yeah, then I save in Photo Mechanic. Then I save the RAWs as JPEG and upload on my cloud drive. Oh, I've just got a Blackbase as well, a Blackbase cloud backup, which is now backing up my external hard drive as well, which at the moment is backing up my external hard drive. It takes time, so at the moment I'm shooting RAW on both, and I set up to auto switch media off, and yeah. So, and the other thing was so I've set up to, in my style update, to file format, uncompressed, and flexi, so custom key. So if I now, so you can see control wheel ISO, button 1 focus area, button 2 focus mode, button 3 face priority, button 4 touch operation, multi selector list, center button focus standard, center button to silent shooting, left button to drive mode, right button to ISO, and down button to APS-C. So I can, like I said, I can go to APS-C, AEL button to IAF, and AF on button to AF on. Focus hold is, sometimes the lenses, G Master lenses have the focus hold button, and it's got the still curve plates, just by default I kept it. Yeah, so this is what I have at the moment. So on my star I have format and register custom set, so we can recall it back to 2, 3 face picture profile. I don't use with the profile, so I just use as a simple one for now, because it's only for the JPEGs anyway, so I don't mind. And I shoot with two. Now I've started shooting with two 256 GB cards, and because I'm thinking like because I'm shooting RAW on both anyway, so it's kind of backing up on the go, and I don't have to change the card whole day, so it's like less fragile, less for me to drop the card, or the card to be, what you call it, the broken, or card to be corrupted basically, so I don't have to take the card out whole day and then do it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I think this is not the only way, this is not the best way, this is the way at the moment I'm working on. This is the way it works for me at the moment, but obviously hopefully someone can see pick up anything from here. And I'm still learning of the cameras as well, so hopefully when I do more sessions with other industry experts, and then if I like something, then I can change it. So it's not the only way, it works for me at the moment. I may change it in the future, so let's see. Thank you guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with the next episode on how do I set up my camera with probably David now, next one, or Marius, who's in London. So yep, see you soon guys. Thank you. Bye.